What's up, everybody? And I know I'm a little late, but 24 hours after the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, with a new champion crown, we kicked off the show, which was predictable, with Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon coming out, talking about everything's really good right now. Said that Roman Reigns is a tough son of a bitch, but we broke him. We took the title away from him. We said we were going to do, and he's not the champion anymore. And he had a confession to make, he said. And Stephanie said, what was that confession going to be? And Vince says, I enjoy the misfortune of many others, Vince says, that you fans are broken and miserable now that, Roman Reigns has lost the WWE title. And he says, you all have your pipe dreams. You guys thought AJ Styles was going to win the title? As people chanted for AJ Styles. Some said, who? Some people said who, and nobody doesn't care about that, but the people that should care about right now is going to be Triple H, even though this is, them doing a regular reign as usual. I feel like it's getting, by the way, this month, once again, Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon kicked off the show so many times. I feel like they're cutting the same promo almost every week, but they're just out here to gloat right now. They talked until they wanted to introduce the new WWE champion, Triple H. Triple H came to the ring with the title in a suit, hid under his jacket, but held the belt up as he came down. As Vince said, bow down to the king. Even though, I think crowd reaction, the night before, Triple H got a huge pop by eliminating Roman Reigns. But again, it's Miami, Florida, so Orlando and Miami were very different in ways. We all thought that Triple H, he got some good reaction, but I think they were more behind Hunter than they are behind Roman Reigns. Pretty much he said what Roman Reigns did, he brought on himself. And people go up to say about Triple H that why do you need to become champion? You've made millions of dollars, you've been multi-time world champion, you've done it all. But Triple H said, I wanted to. He says, I might as well be God around. This is my religion, my church, and no one is going to get in his way. And nobody's going to do nothing about it tonight. He says, I don't need to be WWE champion. I want to be WWE champion, he says. And he says, Roman will never get a title shot, he says. And even though he said that includes Reigns, some fans chanted for Roman Reigns. But he said that he runs this show and he will cease to exist. And he will teach anyone a lesson at WrestleMania when he defends the title. But he has to have an opponent for Fastlane. So they're going to be watching everybody tonight. In their match to see who's going to get a title shot. So, good promo from Triple H out there to talk, pretty much gloating about him being going for the title. Also, they had the match night. AJ Styles will go one-on-one with Chris Jericho. Dolph Ziggler then went against Kevin Owens. Owens is banged up. He went against Ziggler. Pretty much Owens beat Ziggler, hit him with a pop-up power bomb. So, he had a hard-fought match out there. Still injured after the night before. So, I guess the authorities going to be watching everybody tonight in their matches. They watched Owens. So Owens getting the win back and it was good after he lost last night. JoJo was talking to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns says, if Vince and them have anything to say about something, come say it to my face, but he's going to take them on tonight. The social outcasts were out there, and for some reason, Miami, Florida, WWE has this fascination with Flo Rida for some reason, I don't know why. And once again, do Heath Slater spots with him. He went up to him and said, why don't you just sit down, he says, because you're going against the 4 super friends right now, and told him to sit there and be quiet. Flo Rida hopped at the rails, then we thought his crew was about to come in, but he told him to hold back, and then pretty much they were going to have a rap battle. Bo Rida, he was, and I guess Bo Rida did some type of rhyme, and his stuff actually did more rhyme than Flo Rida did, until he had a rhyme that says, welcome to Dudleyville. Pretty much the Dudleys, Team 3D, went against Heath Slater, and my God, I don't know what Bo Dallas was wearing out there that night, but something. Flo Rida was out there with him. Pretty much, Curtis Axel got 3D, Flo Rida got involved, and Team 3D won the match. AJ Styles was then in the back interviewed, talking about he's going to turn up WWE upside down, as Chris Jericho interrupted him and says, yeah, AJ Styles fine. We've been waiting for you to come to WWE. And he says, welcome to the big time, kid. Because Jericho says, Styles has won championships around the world, but now you have to make a huge impression and pretty much slapped AJ Styles on his chest. Pretty much AJ looked kind of pissed, even though AJ Styles wrestled around the world, so is Jericho, but AJ Styles has done better in a way. But it was a good segment with them. I just didn't understand. It says, welcome to the big time, kid. I think AJ Styles already been in the big time. He just hasn't been in WWE. AJ Styles came out, and it was a very cool entrance, might I say. Pretty much, he said, this is where I belong. This is where I should have been the whole time. I don't know about that. He probably would have been there. We still got to wait to see how this run keeps going, but they noted that he was IWGP champion. And yes, AJ Styles has won multiple-time world champions. We know they're not going to mention them all on TV. We know they're not going to mention TNA when he won the world title over there multiple times, or the Ring of Honor World Championship. They only said two-time IWGP champion. AJ Styles then went against Chris Jericho, which was a good match, I'll say that. But we know what WWE is going to do, AJ Styles. We know they messed with his moveset. It's been edited. It's not going to be the same matches he's had against Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World title or against Nakamura. Even in TNA, his matches against Kurt Angle and others. Because he didn't win with the style clash, folks. He pretty much got a rollover pin on Jericho. Did he put on a good match? Yes, he did, AJ Styles. But somebody said it before, he's been domesticated now. You're not going to see all the regular moves AJ Styles does. Still, we have not even seen a Styles clash yet. Yes, he hit the Pele kick. He hit some of his flying forearm signature moves AJ does. But he still had a good match. Instead of a squash match, him and Jericho shook hands, but Jericho pretty much pulled him back and then walked off. We'll probably have a match at Fastlane then, but it was a good match for AJ Styles, former world champion, have a debut match on Raw. I do like his theme, though. Sasha Banks went against Becky Lynch then. Pretty much Charlotte came out and beating up both women, taking them out. So some people wanted if Sasha Banks was to face the heel right now. I thought she'd turn his face after the pop she got before. We don't know if she's still a Team Bad or not. But I never thought Team Bad was a bad team or anything. But if they have to just break them up just out of nowhere. Oh, we'll see where it goes with them. But I'm not sure. Goldust and R-Truth were in the back doing the segment. Goldust said he was looking for a partner, but Truth says, I'm a married man. I don't roll that way, alright? And Goldust says, I was just looking for a tag team partner. A tag team partner. And Goldust still stuck in 2003 like he got shot. Jericho have a highlight reel this Thursday on SmackDown. Bray Wyatt went against Kane, which the fans did not give a crap about, as the fans chanted for Randy Savage, as some fans were dressed as wrestlers in the front, from Hogan to Taker to The Rock to Randy Savage, and I guess the crowd didn't pay attention to the match, and the fans have every right to be bored if they do, and WWE's done this before. They always got to try and kick out fans because they think they're too distracting from the match, and everybody will pay attention to them, so they moved them and made them leave, because I've heard this story before where they made the fans that dress up as wrestlers put on WWE shirts just to cover them so they don't distract the show, and I think that's a stupid rule. In all honesty, the fans have a right to do what they want or dress what they want. If they don't like what's happening on the show, they have every right to be bored if they don't want to see a Wyatt and Kane match for so many times with Wyatt just winning whatever. So who really cares? You can't blame the fans. They chant Randy Savage, they chant Randy Savage. So I don't think it was a bad thing. As the fans wait for this person to come out of the limo tonight, whoever this big return guest would be, it was The Miz. The Miz pretty much got out the limo and said what he was going to do until a pickup truck came and The Rock came out. Of course, it was predictable because it's Miami, Florida. I almost thought Austin was going to come out because it was a pickup truck for one quick second. But The Rock came out and said, hey, what's up, Miz? And he says, park the truck, you're like a flying nut. Pretty much then The Rock saw Rick Ross. Rick Ross and Wale were in the back tonight. Rick Ross being, I guess, off house arrest now. He congratulated him, see him on the set. And then he walked in the Big Show, shook his hand, and pretty much said, he was like, hey, man, you alright, man. You should have been in the Royal Rumble, man. You should have won back then. You could have been the Scorpion King, man. The director was watching us, pretty much Big Show, like he was about to cry. Said, say, you alright, man. You good. And Big Show broke a laptop and he walked away from him. The Rock pretty much went up to Lana at the end. Remember in Brooklyn. And I'm about to tell you, showed up in the hotel. You didn't want to be with Rusev anymore. You did the Wisconsin wheelbarrow, the mustache slash, pretty much a whole bunch of And pretty much just, I don't remember all Rock shtick what he said, which was hilarious, by the way. I like the Wisconsin wheelbarrow. Pretty much he hit Lana, pretty much. He banged that. And he says he wanted to leave that big hairy dude that smelled like testicles and everything. And pretty much Rusev stood behind him. And he says he congratulated him since he's engaged. I said, hey man, she's flexible as hell. And the Rock Room slapped Lana's ass and then walked off he looked pissed. Rusev, it's funny. So I guess with all that segment time, it's like, okay, we get it. The Rock hit Lana then. Alright, he banged Lana. So it's just pretty funny when he did it. He says he's a flexible woman, man. Alright, take care of that. He pretty much said happy birthday to Pat Patterson. He talked about he was get up at 3:45 in the morning, lifting weights, recording for ballers, and then pretty much he did his finally. Pretty much The Rock has come back home as The Rock came out. Talked about WrestleMania is coming. This is awesome. And it was awesome when The Rock came out, pretty much. He says, are you ready for WrestleMania? Michael Cole, JBL, and that other black dude on commentary. But then he looked at the people fans were chanting Randy Savage. He says, it's time to go off the script, he says. And I thought this was cool because he went to the fans and said, who you dressed as? He said, the weed is good in Miami tonight when he went up to Hogan. And pretty much just like, welcome to Rock, good to see you. And pretty much he said, who you dressed as? Who's his hands got the right? The right said too much love, and I guess he went back on script then after going off the script. And pretty much he pretty much said jabroni breathing, pie eating, trail blazing, eyebrow raising. And pretty much says, say hello to my little friend. As the New Day came out, and he says that black guy is Byron Saxton, and he's on commentary. And New Day is out there, says, we've beaten all your guys from the era, the Dragons, the Dudleys, the Usos, your cousins, the Usos. They've all lost to the New Day. And where would you? It's a New Day. Where did you expect it? Woo! And pretty much The Rock talked about how they had penises on their head, and the New Day said, you can't see penis on TV. Like, he said, you're the people's champion, but where's the gold, Rock? Because we're the WWE Tag Team Champions, he says. And he says, why don't I take those things I could roll up in the ball, turn it sideways, and stick it up your candy asses, pretty much as The Rock went on to say. He called Big E, Big Mama then, and he looked like the Incredible Hulk banging Urkel. And pretty much he was going to shove the trombone up all their asses, as pretty much Xavier Woods asked him, told Miami to get real, because the Rock, we're not going to do this right now, and pretty much your plan A isn't going to work, so you get plan B. He said family, the Usos came out, they pretty much fought the New Day, the Rock hit the rock bottom on Big E, then threw out Kofi Kingston, and then pretty much hit the people's elbow on Xavier Woods, and then pretty much when it says, oh, if you smell what the Rock is cooking, and he will be at WrestleMania. We just don't know who his opponent will be. So pretty much The Rock had another 20-30 minute segment of him doing his routine, which there's no problem in that, but we were kind of waiting for him to say his opponent, who will The Rock be facing at WrestleMania if he wrestles this year. As I said, he said we'll get in the ring. So I'm not really sure, but The Rock did his whole routine for the over 20 and 30 minutes, but will he just show up for WrestleMania and do some segment like he did this year, WrestleMania, Ronda Rousey, early this year? But moving on, Natalya and Paige versus Brie Bella and Alicia Fox, which the match, yeah, Natalya and them won. I don't think people cared about this match, even though they focused so much on Nikki Bella, who had neck surgery, which was successful, but I wouldn't care if she came back regardless, because I'm not a fan of the Bellas anyways, for obvious reasons. So I'm not really gonna care for them that much. Kalisto went against The Miz, as Miz told me he got tired of being interrupted, but Kalisto won the match, so it was whatever, non-title match. And as we moved on to the main events, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, Shield versus League of Nations, Rusev and Sheamus. Pretty much Roman Reigns and them won, hit the spear on Sheamus, and then after that they picked up Rusev and powerbombed them through a table, Shield style then. Pretty much then Stephanie McMahon came out to talk about the main event for Fastlane, which will be in a triple threat match. It will be Triple H versus Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. See, and this is where how stupid this makes sense. Number one, if they'd already spent this much time getting the belt off of Reigns, why are you just handing him off a title shot like that? That makes no sense. You stacked the deck against him. You took all these precautions to make sure he would not win the belt. But now he's got a free title shot now. And he has a rematch clause in to begin with. So Roman Reigns would get a rematch regardless. He has a rematch clause. And as for Brock Lesnar didn't even win the Royal Rumble. He got, unfortunately, so a weak elimination by the Wyatt family. It was like, okay, where did Brock Lesnar get a title shot? Brock Lesnar didn't even win the Royal Rumble, but now he's getting a free title shot now for some reason. And I thought, I'm hope they're still doing this whole Wyatt segment thing, whatever they're doing with them, because Brock Lesnar will literally destroy and kill the entire Wyatt family, since they're probably going to job them anyways. And the funny thing also is that I feel like the next pay-per-view, people are going to be cheering for Brock Lesnar and Triple H more they are going to cheer for Roman Reigns. They don't want him to win the belt anyways, but I don't even know why it's a triple threat match. Why is Brock Lesnar getting a free title shot? The Authority makes no sense of even giving Roman Reigns a title shot after they just got the belt off of him, but he would have gotten one regardless because he has a rematch clause. And that doesn't make sense. And that Brock Lesnar didn't win the Royal Rumble, but he just got he gets a free title shot. He wasn't even on the show. So they're going to watch everybody the whole night, but then he was advertised again to be on the show anyways tonight, but he didn't even show up. And as for the entire show tonight, the best things I guess on here was the Rock segment. I would say Triple H promo a little, and AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. And make sure you check out my Royal Rumble reactions to what I've seen the past over 24 hours of Styles being in the Rumble. Got a massive ovation. Make sure you see my Royal Rumble live reactions and review to the Royal Rumble. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.